In this lesson, we're going to learn the blue belt Hapki-Do self-defense techniques 6 to 10. So once again, recall that your opponent is standing in front of you in ready stance and they're grabbing left hand. But this time they're not grabbing you, they're grabbing your clothing. Okay, so different from the techniques that we've done previously, and it makes the movements different than what we've done previously and gives different options that we didn't have previously. So, number 6. So, beginning with number 6. This time your opponent is grabbing up here by the collar. So, again, you can imagine whether you're wearing a t-shirt, a jacket, as long as you have something on the top, you can be grabbed here by the collar. So, opponent is grabbing you here with their left hand. What you're going to do with this technique here is you're going to throw an upset punch with the right hand. So very quickly. So if they're grabbing with your left, or if they're grabbing with their left, you are going to punch with your right. Okay, so they're standing like this, grabbing you. They're open, wide open, right here. You're going to sneak that upset punch in. And remember, you start in ready stance as well. So both of you are in ready stance with these techniques. So your opponent's grabbing you here, upset punch, and again targeting lower abdomen, stomach, hitting. Right away, you're going to circle your head underneath their arm. So their arm is here. You're going to make a quick head movement like this. So I'm exaggerating the head movement, but it's going to be just a quick head movement like this so that you circle underneath their arm. When you do that, and you do it at the same time that you do the upset punch. So upset punch, circle underneath. Their arm is going to be on this side of you now, grabbing their hand or wrist right here. And now you're going to finish with an arm bar submission. So that they're going to be in this position here. You're going to apply pressure just above the elbow, and your other hand is going to be grabbing the wrist, ideally grabbing the wrist and bending the hand inwards. So from here, number 6, strike with an upset punch, circle at the same time, punch, circle your head underneath, grab the arm, roll it over, and now from here, pressure, pressure, pressure. So pushing down, pulling in slightly, hook your knife hand so that you don't slip off. You don't want your knife hand to be like this, where when you push down on the arm, you slip off. So we often hook the knife hand slightly like this so that we stay in position. We don't want that knife hand to slip off. So pressure down, in towards you, and this hand you're putting pressure this way on the wrist. So here, here, and here. And keep it close to your body. So you have more power, more leverage when you have it in tight to your body than if you have it out here like this. If you have it here, you're not going to have control. You need to be in close to your body like this and down. So number 6, strike, come under, and over like this, armbar submission. Looking from the side. So again, I'm being grabbed here. So the arm is right here. I strike, I duck under the arm, pull it off my collar, roll over, and do the armbar submission. Down and in towards me, like this. And notice I step out into a walking stance at the finish. So that's number 6. Number 7, your attacker is grabbing your front right here, grabbing your collar at the front. So, like this. From here, so I'm being grabbed here at the chest. I'm going to come over with this hand here. I'm going to grab their fist. I'm going to use my other hand to help rotate it. So I'm here like this, grab the fist, turn, 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 until I get my other hand on it, turn, 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 and then over like this. So I'm grabbing, rotating up like this, rotating, 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 and then turning it over and down like this, and turning my body. So if they're over here grabbing, I'm turning like this, and I just keep turning and keep twisting. So remember, they're grabbing with their left. This is going to rotate their arm this way, and ultimately like this. They're going to go down, or they're going to have a broken wrist. That's all there is to it. So, looking at it from the front, the attacker is here, grabbing with their left hand. I'm twisting, 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 and I don't stop twisting. I turn, bring it over and down. You either go with that, or like I said, it's a broken wrist. Number 8, same grab. They're grabbing chest level like this with their left hand. So I'm being grabbed here. Instead of going this way, I'm going to go the other way. So now I'm going to come on top with my left hand. I'm going to grab their fist again. I'm going to rotate it up until I can get both hands on it. Another thing that happens with techniques 7 and 8 is your opponent's hand is going to get bound up in your clothing. So they are not going to be able to pull out from this technique. Once you've got a hold of them and you start turning, they get twisted up in your clothing, and they're essentially locked into you at that point. They can't pull out. So they're actually getting bound up or tangled up in your clothing. So 7 goes this way. Here, once you turn and get them to this point, they can't get out of this anymore. They're going with it. Number 8, we tangle them up in the other direction. So turning the wrist this way. Once you get the hand up to the top, like this, you're going to push slightly forward. You're going to turn the fists down like this, and then you're going to step back. Bring your body weight downward. So from here, bring it up to the top, and then twist this way, and bring your body weight down. And again, if they don't go with this technique, they will have a broken wrist. So looking at it from the side, 7 went this way, 8 goes this way. So grabbing their fist, rotating it until you get it up to the top, have both hands on it, and then from here, slightly forward, down, and then back, like this. And short, quick movement. And that will break the wrist. Number 9. Number 9, they're reaching forward and grabbing you either at the pants, grabbing the top of your pants, or grabbing your belt, like this. So grabbing you at waist level, either your pants or your belt is being grabbed. What you're going to do here, grab their hand or their wrist to make sure that they can't pull out. So you've locked them in place, and now you're going to step forward and turn and strike with the elbow right here. Striking with your elbow at their elbow to break the arm. If they're very close to you, instead of stepping forward, because you want to straighten out their arm on this technique. So if their arm is really, really bent, instead of stepping forward, you're going to step backward and pivot so that you can strike the elbow, so that you straighten their arm out and then strike. So looking at it from the side, they're grabbing here on top of either my pants or my belt. I'm going to grab here and trap them in place. Again, it doesn't matter if I grab their fist or if I grab their wrist, as long as I have them here and they're trapped. From here, I'm going to step forward into a sitting stance, and I'm going to strike with my elbow into their elbow. So looking from the other side, trapping them, here, stepping forward, and striking. And if they're very close to me and I need to straighten out that arm more, instead of stepping forward, I'm going to step backward and do the same thing. But it's the same move. Number 10. So the last one in the set. Number 10. Instead of grabbing on top, your opponent grabs under. So imagine that your belt is being grabbed from underneath, like this. Could be your pants, but more likely it's your belt that's being grabbed. So your opponent is grabbing this way. On this technique here, you're going to grab both hands underneath like this, or both hands onto the wrist, just like this. And now you're going to step forward and hammer fist front strike and leg sweep. So again, you can imagine your opponent is grabbing with this arm here, left arm here like this. So I'm going to step forward. If I'm being grabbed with the left arm, then I'm going to step forward and I'm going to hit the left arm because I have control of it. I've got it down here, it's trapped. I'm going to step forward, I'm going to hit here. If the opponent was to grab with the right arm, then I would go this side. So the side that you go on depends on which arm is grabbing you. That's why I say all of these techniques work, left side or right side. You just have to make a minor modification depending on what your opponent is doing. So we assume a left-handed grab, so they're grabbing this way. Again, most people, their power hand is their right hand, so they're probably going to grab with their left to then try and hit you with their right for a right-handed person. So in that case, I'm being grabbed with the left hand. I'm going to trap the left hand down here so they have no way of blocking this attack because I've got control of their left arm. And now I'm going to step forward. I'm going to kick the leg out from under them with this foot here at the same time that I strike with the hammer fist front strike. So it's hard to show it when I'm not actually kicking something, but you kick and hammer fist at the same time. If you hit somebody with this technique, not only can you break their collarbone if you go for the shoulder, for example, but you can break the collarbone and immediately knock them flat on their back with this technique. They will fall backwards and go down hard on this technique. So once again, opponent is grabbing with their left hand, grabbing my belt. I grab to trap their arms so that they can't pull out. And from here, once I have them trapped, I'm going to step behind their leg with my leg, and I'm going to hammer fist and leg sweep at the same time. So I'm kicking this leg backward and striking with the hammer fist. And I've mentioned before, I prefer to go for the shoulder, the collarbone area. Of course, you could also target the face, bridge of the nose with a hammer fist strike. But on this technique, if you want to take them down, at the same time that you're striking them, you also want them to go down, then you should hit them down here at the shoulder. And that will drop them. So, looking from this side, grabbing, stepping, hammer fist, front strike, and kick the leg back for the leg sweep. So that is number 10. So that is the Hapki-Do self-defense for blue belt 6 to 10.